Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Rapid Reactions. I'm Jared Say,
And I'm Stephen Lumbaum.
and we're here talking about the latest Antonio Brown news. It's being reported, Stephen, that he is going to be traded by Friday.
Yes, the deal's expected to be in place this Friday.
It's been an absolute whirlwind in an offseason for, the offseason is never the offseason for when it comes to the NFL.
The silly season in the NFL, as you will.
Exactly. One of the biggest names in sports, really, the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, he's branched out beyond sports. He had Dancing with the Stars. He had the Masked Singer thing.
Yeah, he is an absolute superstar, one of the top players in the league. Stephen, what can you give a little bit background on the situation going on?
What happened is that Antonio Brown, right? They got Juju Smith-Schuster a couple of years ago, and he's kind of been siphoning some of the targets. And Antonio Brown has always had a love-hate with the Steelers. And then this year, it just boiled over. He no-showed the final practice of the year. Didn't play in the last game of the year. He called out the head coach, the star quarterback, Big Ben, we all know, and the owner, and got into it with the GM all over. Like, he's been doing this for the last 3 months. It's just been Antonio Brown versus the Steelers.
Right.
And so at that point, the Steelers and them, and they had a meeting recently where it basically came to a decision. It's time for him to move on from the organization.
It seems like he says no love lost now. No, they're all fine. Like, it's fine. It's more of just kind of a mutual separation now. It's more like they just need to go a different path.
But it was bad blood. I mean, a couple months ago, it was just throwing each other under the bus. It was nasty. But then Antonio, though, as a player, he's still a very valuable asset in this league.
Right. That's the thing. That's what these interviews that he's doing, the dyeing of his mustache, it's all distracting from what we're forgetting about what kind of player this guy is.
Yeah.
He may be one of the most consistent players in NFL history.
Future Hall of Famer, for sure.
Easily. The last 6 years, this is the minimum numbers he's put up in the last 6 years, Stephen. He has had 6 straight years of at least 100 catches, 1,200 receiving yards, and 8 touchdowns. Minimum. That's minimum. And most of those seasons, he is
above that.
He way eclipsed those numbers. And let's not forget, he's only 5'10".
Yeah.
That's what people forget. This guy is a possession receiver in the body of a modern slot receiver.
Yeah.
He has the most potential of any receiver. He might be, him, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, I would say, are the top receivers. I would be happy with either one of them on my team.
I think we all would.
Exactly. So I think his off-the-field shenanigans are definitely overbearing his unbelievable production. And he does have a reputation for actually being an extremely hard worker.
That's the one thing about him. He's got great work ethic.
It's just the chemistry, it seems, had eroded over in Pittsburgh. And so maybe it's just time to move on.
Yeah.
And so that's why I just think, and he's also a solid performer in the playoffs. His numbers in the playoffs.
Yeah. He's always been consistent.
Exactly. And I got to give a little bit of love as well.
He is a Chippewa.
Exactly. So fire up Chips. His 6th round pick emerged as one of the biggest stars in the modern sports. So it's pretty cool to me to see that coming from my alma mater. So let's get down to then, where
the big question.
Exactly.
Where is he going?
Exactly. And I think in my opinion, the Raiders should pick him up.
He would be a great fit with John Gruden's craziness with that. I'd love it.
Exactly. John Gruden loves to add veterans. He's 31. He's 31 years old, so you got an established receiver. Help Derek Carr, who is only a few years removed from being almost an MVP quarterback.
If you are keeping Carr, which they could move on in the draft. Who knows what the Raiders
are gonna do? Who knows what they're going to do, which I think they should. Keep him. You had him. He's going to make an average quarterback a great quarterback.
Yes, he will.
Exactly. So, and they've got the draft capital. And
they do. They have 4 of the top 35 picks and 5 of the top 100.
Exactly. And they've got the cap room to restructure him, give him some guaranteed money,
which is what he's after.
Lower that and lower that cap hit, and then you can still make moves in free agency and in the draft coming up.
Yeah.
I think the Raiders should. It makes sense to go get him because then they're also going to Vegas next. Who knows when they're making their official move?
It should be next year, but at least we don't know.
It'll help them be a little bit more relevant if they're not winning games. At least they're a draw.
It brings people in to see.
Exactly. So that's what I think. Where do you think he should land?
I also think he's going to be headed to the Bay Area, but I think it'll actually be with the 49ers. And here's why. Because San Francisco, with Garoppolo, San Francisco has the makings of a playoff team. Right. They do need a number 1 receiver, though. I mean, last year it was George Kittle, who had a great year as a tight end, but he led everything. If Garoppolo's healthy...
It's one of my new favorite players, by the way, is George Kittle.
I loved him out of college at Iowa. He was a stud. But with Garoppolo coming back healthy, and can you just imagine... Antonio Brown, Kyle Shanahan's offense.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, he made Julio Jones have it'd be ridiculous for 3-4 years. It'd be great.
And a healthy Garoppolo too.
Yeah, and a healthy Garoppolo. It's the thing they need. And John Lynch, the GM, has shown he's willing to make the big moves. He did that by making the trade for Garoppolo. He did that when he traded back with the Bears a few years ago. They need that veteran piece. he's better than the receiver prospects coming out.
And I think,
and on the free agent market in general, and they have the capital to go get him.
Right, exactly. They still got cap room. I think you're right. I think I would be fine. Yeah, San Francisco. I think San Francisco and the Raiders. Either way, the Bay Area makes sense for him.
We've seen things of Washington and Tennessee. Yeah. We know he's not. They're not going to trade him to Patriots.
But the thing is, I liked. There's a Larry Fitzgerald. Actually, if he does get, Larry Fitzgerald said he doesn't know how good he has it.
Yeah.
So right now with a quarterback like Big Ben, so it'd be interesting to see if he does get sent to an area that doesn't a team that doesn't have really any solid quarterback.
What if he goes to play with a rookie? You know?
Exactly. Who knows what that could be? So we'll see what it's going to be like.
Yeah, but that's the big story happening in today's sports. Who knows where Antonio Brown's going? Thank you guys for watching another episode of Rapid Reactions. I'm Steven Lembaum.
And I'm Jared Say.
And keep watching, guys. We'll be back next week at the same time and place. Follow us on social media at all of our things at onenetwork.com. Thanks for watching.
See you guys.